Deoxys is one of my favorite Pokemon, and as most of you guys know, Deoxys is a mythical Pokemon, which means that you cannot catch it in the wild in Pokemon Go. And neither can you trade them, so having a hundo is pretty impressive. It's only available in raids, which means you will need a lot of luck or a lot of money to get a hundo or a shiny. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do in this video. I'm gonna do every Deoxys raid until I'm broke. Let's go! This better be a good idea. Okay. As mentioned earlier, Deoxys is one of my favorite Pokemon, so I really wanted to get my hands on a hundo. Deoxys was first released back in 2018 in X-Raids. If you don't know what an X-Raid is, basically X-Raids is a feature that is no longer active in the game. Doing a raid on an X-Raid gym, which you can recognize by the X-Raid gym tag above the name, you had the chance to receive an X-Raid invite. And this looks like this. The X-Raid invite was always from a gym that you have done a raid on recently. And after completing the X-Raids, you had a chance to catch a specific Pokemon, such as Deoxys. So long story short, Deoxys was only available for a limited of time, and you had to be lucky to obtain an X-Raid pass as well. So fast forward to August 2020, Shiny Deoxys was added to the game. With remote trading just being added to the game, I was very hyped and I saw this as a perfect opportunity to get my hands on the hundo. Back then, I was assuming that remote trading was something temporary, so I thought it's now or never. What the f was I thinking? I did about 300 raids and I did not manage to get a hundo. I did have 15 shinies, but Deoxys is not tradable, so that's pretty useless. Although I had a lot of fun inviting friends, I felt like I wasted a lot of money, obviously. I felt scammed by Niantic and I said I would never do this again. Well, joke's on me. As of making this video, we just had about 2 weeks of Deoxys being back in raids, but this time with every form available as a shiny. So guess what? I was hyped to do as many raids as possible to finally get my hands on that f***ing hundo. So I made a tweet to ask you guys to invite me. At this point I did over 420 Deoxys raids without getting a hundo. Deoxys has 4 forms: the normal form, the attack form, the defense form, and the speed form. Every form was only available for 3 days, so time was very limited. Let's start with the normal form. This form was available from Wednesday, February 16th. This means that this Deoxys form had its own raid hour on its first day. The shiny form had already been released, so that was nothing new. I did 33 normal form Deoxys raids in total. 2 of them were shiny, but most importantly, the 29th raid was a hundo. Yes! I finally managed to get a hundo Deoxys. I got this one from a remote raid invite from Sarah, who lives in Germany. Sarah, if you're watching this, thanks again for the invite. I already maxed it with a second charge move. So to conclude this Deoxys form, I managed to get the hundo, check, and I managed to get the shiny, check. Next form is the attack form. This form was so easy that you could easily solo this raid boss. And it didn't take long until I had my first shiny. During the entire weekend, it was about to be shitty weather. It was about to be raining all day. When I woke up, the sun was shining and the attack form was already in raids. I decided to get out and start streaming my Deoxys raiding adventures on my bike. Speaking of streaming, I stream weekly on Twitch. My name is Jeroen026 Live. I will put a link to my channel in the description down below. Anyways, back to the story. Since Deoxys was so easy, I just accepted every remote raid invite whilst I was biking from Deoxys raid to Deoxys raid. But then as expected, it started to rain. It was not just rain. It was very heavy rain. While I was going home, I decided to wait underneath a shelter because there was a Deoxys raid about to hatch. After I finished that raid, I was gonna go straight home and that's where things got f***ed up. As I get back on my bike, trying to bike away, I started slipping because of the wet floor. And just like that, I fell off my bike and I broke my charging cable. And this all happened while streaming, so let's watch this bit together. That really hurt though.
What the hell? I
still have no clue how that happened though. I will add this Twitch clip in the description of this video in case you want to see me suffering again. Anyways, long story short, after getting home, I basically stayed inside for the entire weekend because of the bad weather and I just accepted every Deoxys raid that I was receiving. Also, I just realized I have not mentioned Hell Raiders yet. Big, massive shout out to Hell Raiders for sending most of my Deoxys raids. If you don't know what Hell Raiders is, it's basically a lovely group of friends who love doing raids and they're the best. So to conclude this Deoxys form, I did not manage to get a hundo. I did manage to get a shiny. In fact, I managed to get 7 shinies, which is not that much, knowing that I did over 180 Deoxys raids of this form. At this point, I did over 650 raids, and I've only gotten 1 hundo. That's so disgusting. My motivation was so low, I just didn't care anymore. Next form is the defense form. Since I didn't manage to get an attack form hundo, my motivation was very low. And also the fact that you couldn't solo this Deoxys form didn't make it easier. Anyways, I managed to get the shiny on the 8th raid, and that pretty much summed up this form for me. I was happy to get the shiny so early, and I decided to only spend 3 raid passes from now on. And how did that go? Suddenly everyone in Hell Raiders was getting a hundo. It was crazy. Paul, Gaga, Hamelhoff, Alcatraz, Beam and Rye, and Paul again. Y'all are crazy. Massive congratulations to you guys. I'm so jealous because I really love the way shiny Deoxys looks, so having a hundo is mad. Anyways, I ended up doing a total of 28 defense Deoxys raids. So to conclude this Deoxys form, I did not manage to get a hundo. I did manage to get a shiny. Actually, I managed to get 2 shiny, so that's not that bad. Next form is the speed form. Since completely losing motivation after not getting an attack hundo or defense hundo, the speed form wasn't any better. At this point, I already spent €200 under a week on this game. I initially barely did any raids, mainly because this form was released on Friday, and Friday was the day before the Johto event. On Saturday, we didn't have any Deoxys raids because of the Johto Tour event, and the day after the Johto Tour event, I was so dead that I barely played, or I barely did any raids. On Monday, I realized I didn't have the shiny yet, so I started accepting every raid invite that I could get. I ended up doing a total of 73 defense Deoxys raids. So to conclude this Deoxys form, I did not manage to get a hundo, nor did I manage to get a shiny, which is crazy. I ended up doing so many more raids than I initially wanted to, and I didn't get a shiny. I will show you guys my Pokédex. In total, I've done a disgusting amount of 754 Deoxys raids, and as you can see, I don't have the speed form Deoxys as a shiny. Now the big question, was it all worth it? No, because first of all, Deoxys is not meta, and it's not even tradable. It's literally throwing your money down the drain. Will I fall for this again in the future? I'd say no, because I hate spending money on this game, but I'll probably continue the hunt once it's back in raids. Second question, did I have fun? Of course I had fun. It's always fun to see friends in raid lobbies, to work together as a team, take down raids, inviting each other to get a hundo or a shiny. But it's just so f***ing expensive. Normally I don't do as many raids as I did now, but since it was going to rain the entire weekend when attack form got released, I thought, hey, why not make a video about it? This could be fun. Important thing to know is that during this period of time, we were receiving up to 2 free raid passes from spinning a gym. So how many raids did I do in total? I did a total of 333 Deoxys raids. I took a screenshot from before and after, which I will be showing you on the screen right now. But I also didn't transfer a single Deoxys, so I still have all of them in my bag. Fun fact, I did so many raids that I received the Platinum Raid Expert badge. And as of making this video, I'm well over 500. I spent a total of €200 while making this video, so if you enjoyed watching this, please give it a big thumbs up. I currently have 975 Deoxys XL candy while I already maxed one. And now that I've recorded this, I can finally transfer them because I've been keeping them in my storage to make this video. I'll let you guys know how much XL candy I ended up with at the end of this video. I will now explain why Deoxys is one of my favorite Pokemon. When I was a kid, I was so obsessed with playing Pokemon Fire Red on my Game Boy Advance SP. I spent so many days, so many hours playing this game, it was insane. There was some magazine that I was subscribed to, and one day in the magazine there was an article from the official Nintendo company, and it said that you could send your game cartridge, Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green, to the company, and they would send it to Nintendo, and they would add an Aurora ticket to your game. And in case you don't know, an Aurora ticket allows you to have access to Bird Island. Bird Island is a hidden island amongst the Sevi Islands. There you could find, battle and attempt to catch Deoxys. After waiting for over 3 months, I finally received my Pokemon Fire Red cartridge back in the mail. And just like that, I managed to catch Deoxys on my game. And that's basically the reason why Deoxys became one of my favorite Pokemon. I was the only one of my friends who had a Deoxys, which made it more special. So this is the story why Deoxys is one of my favorite Pokemon and why I desperately wanted a hundo. If you watched this far, please let me know in the comments below what is your favorite Pokemon and why. I wonder how much XL candy I'll get. Oof, 95, that's actually not that much. I honestly expected more. So that brings me to a total of 1070 spare Deoxys XL candy. And I finally have backspace again, yes! If you're interested in finding out how to easily get 100% legendary Pokemon without spending Pokecoins, then you sure don't want to miss out on this video.